pros on one side, cons on the other side. Give me just a minute to and I'll let you do the pros first, just for y'all.
No, go and give us the cons.
I mean, this is the best chance to, a decision tonight will move the project forward decisively. Whether we identified a future revenue source or not, if we identified the occupancy tax as a revenue source for repayment, we would be taking a step forward on the financing piece of it. I think I mentioned before that pledging non-appropriated funds gives a better rate and in turn for financing. The hole in the budget, there are ways that we can fill it. Ad valorem tax, a special tax district, or some combination of both, or reduction in expenses. I will say that I think we've done a good job on controlling and reducing expenses. There's certainly always more to get there, but you get to a point where you're starting to cut muscle instead of fat. A special tax district, I think, would give us an opportunity to charge a premium in South Nags Head, and might address some of the fairness concerns that we've heard from some folks. It might result in a fairer cost allocation. You can cut that both ways. I think the line of thought, the rationale that we've had, is that everybody is getting a certain number of years of protection. 10 years of protection is this much sand up here and this much sand down here, but it's still 10 years. The special tax district, I'm not sure about this one. It may count as an ad valorem tax. We'll get a definitive answer on that. But if it was, it would increase our share of that common pool of sales and occupancy tax that the towns and the county divide up. That's a two-edged sword, of course. It would effectively eliminate the need for petition, put sand on the beach sooner, and really the crux of it is it reduces our risk of storm damage between 2011 and 2012. We're looking at a year's worth of risk for adding more homes to that condemned homes list. And some of these are much larger properties, and that next row of housing is a much more significant chunk of property value. This could reduce that risk by doing it now. You reduce that risk that you lose some of that tax base. Commissioner Cahoon pointed out low rates and a good market. Low rates on borrowing money and a good market on getting the work done. That was all I had for pros. Anybody care? Well, let me go through my cons first, because there's some cons too. It's a big hole in the budget. It's possible to fill it. It's possible to fill it by a property tax increase, and I understand the rationale behind that. That these are funds that the whole town has benefited from, and they're mainly derived from the beach and the rentals and those types of things. We've all enjoyed that benefit for an awful long time, and it's been a good way for us to reduce our reliance on just the property tax stream of revenue. We've had this huge other source of funds coming in, just like we have the transfer tax. It reduces the burden on our property tax payers. I think that hole is probably best filled by a special tax district. I understand we could also mix and match there. I do think there's some good reasons to move forward quickly in identifying that hole. I don't think waiting until May is the right way to look at that. I think we should probably identify a longer term source of revenue and go ahead and set it up for 5 years so that we know it's taken care of, and that future boards don't have to come back each year and pick and choose, because picking out our budget, we've picked pretty hard over these past several years. A big con to me is that it imposes a tax rather than allowing the people to choose an assessment. I think the risk that we run is you reduce some of that long-term buy-in that I think we've gotten a real good head of steam on with the special assessment. That folks are asking us, a majority of property owners in the town and a majority of the property value in town for the oceanfront area have asked us to assess them. That's really unusual. That's a minor miracle. We've got 84% of the total that we need to get to the full special assessment piece. And I really think that in the long run, we'll be better served if the people ask us to impose this assessment rather than us putting it on them.